Hey everybody.
Hey, this is Jené.
This is Nick, and this is episode 13.
Yeah, episode lucky number 13 of Spoiler Alert by Fan Service Apparel. The podcast where we often talk about what we're watching, what you're watching, what anybody has watched before, and fandoms, really. Fandoms, anything surrounding...
A lot of fandom news. Today's episode, we're going to be doing a little more fandom news just to kind of talk about what's going on. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Okay,
There's
great.
A lot of goings-on about goings-on. So things about what we will be watching.
Yeah.
I don't
Such as? What are we going to be watching?
So, I don't know if you heard that the bird is the word.
Oh, gosh.
you walked into that one. That Disney Plus Day was yesterday.
Yes, Disney Plus Day was yesterday. I saw only a little bit of things. So, obviously, once I opened up the app, on my TV, I saw, it's Disney Plus Day. They've added new things. There were some great new ads that I was excited about. And then, I saw some posts from Disneyland that they rolled out a big blue carpet, which is very exciting.
They did. I can verify.
But otherwise, I mean, really, I know it's the anniversary of the day that it first launched.
So I'm feeling some corporate synergy. It feels like a real Jack Donaghy kind of move because there's a lot of vertical integration where they're really trying to make this day, across the company, a day that is celebrated and a day that drives a lot of attention to their direct-to-consumer platform, Disney Plus. So they announced a very big slate of new content.
Original, right? Original new content coming for the
almost none
service.
of it was, hey, this is an old movie that's going to be on Disney Plus.
Right.
No, it's new. We were producing it for Disney Plus.
Yes.
A bunch of new content. I don't know if this is on purpose or on accident. My gut tells me that it is on purpose, but this came right after their earnings call. And I don't know if maybe they decided to put Disney Plus Day right after the earnings call so that whatever the earnings call was,
Forget about it,
Disney Plus Day.
Yay. Maybe,
because everybody was talking about the earnings call, and then immediately it was like, did you hear about Marvel Zombies? Which is one of the shows that was announced.
Okay.
So there's a lot of
that must have been the hit episode of the series. Then I'm guessing.
What is it with people and zombies? People
love zombies. They love the zombies.
So much zombies. There's a bunch of Marvel shows that got announced. I'm not...
An Agatha show.
Yeah, I did not list them here because I just feel
There's so many.
I just feel like everybody's going to be talking about and breaking down the one shot of the title to see if they can extrapolate any kind of meaning. And, we're not a recap kind of podcast like that, where they're like, oh, this little thing here is reminiscent of this thing from this episode.
Never say never, there may be a time where we get that nerdy about something.
We are currently not doing that with Marvel.
We're not doing that right now.
Let me say, okay. So some of the other non-Marvel things that I thought were interesting that I don't know if you saw or not, but Chippendale's Rescue Rangers.
Yeah.
They're saying don't call it a reboot. That's like their little tagline.
Okay. So it's something completely different.
I don't know what it is because they're being very intentional about having that be part of kind of the log line is don't call it a reboot with John Mulaney and Andy Samberg.
Love it.
I can't wait
Dynamic duo there. I think that's going to be great.
It's going to be so good. Hocus Pocus 2. They released a teaser image as of this podcast recording
I saw that.
Of the three people in their
costume, full costume. Yeah, very
cool. Any thoughts on that?
I don't know. I don't really know where it's going to pick up from because Hocus Pocus wraps up rather nicely. I mean, I guess we see, if I remember right, at the end, the book, opens its eye or whatever, I think is what happens. So that's but I think that's not really, that never hinted at a sequel to me. That was just sort of like a fun little...
Was it DCOM, right?
No.
No? It had a theatrical release?
I think so.
I thought it was one of those, cult DCOM...
No. You're thinking of Halloween Town.
I am thinking of Halloween Town. There's no reboot for Halloween Town, I don't think.
Halloween Town got enough sequels as it is, I think.
I just had a thought, what if there's, this arm of Disney Plus that just starts back up the DComs, and we get a Johnny Tsunami 2.
Oh my gosh.
You haven't thought about Johnny Tsunami in quite a while, have you?
I would watch all of those. I really would.
What was your favorite DCom?
Oh, that's a great question. Oh my gosh. I watched so many of them, and there were some that I watched just because they played them a lot, but they weren't, I didn't even really care. I really liked
Cadet Kelly.
I did like Cadet Kelly.
Okay.
I really liked Gotta Kick It Up.
Ooh.
I loved that one.
Was there a sequel to that called Gotta Kick It Up 2? Because that rings a bell.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I liked The 13th Year.
Mm-hmm.
He's a mermaid.
Okay. Merman.
I liked My Date with the President's Daughter.
Oh, yes.
Classic.
Oh, okay. What was that one with Taron Killam and London Tipton in it? where he was a rock star and they took his like Palm Pilot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait, that wasn't a Disney Channel original. That had a theatrical release, didn't it? Or no?
No, I don't think that did.
Oh my gosh, what was it called?
It was like they stole like this pop star's like Palm Pilot
Yeah.
and they got to like dictate his schedule.
You're right.
Because his Palm Pilot was like somehow a two-way communicator.
I was getting it confused with this Lindsay Lohan movie that was called Get a Clue. I was getting it confused. I'm going to look it up right now. I'm pulling out the iPhone, doing a little Google.
And I don't really remember what the plot was that they were able to like put it in his calendar in their Palm Pilot and then it would show up somewhere else and he'd have to do it because
Stuck in the Suburbs.
That was the one
with the celebrity? Yes, with Brenda Song.
Brenda
Danielle Panabaker and Taron Killam.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Danielle Panabaker. Man, she really had a moment there. She was in a lot of Disney movies.
She was.
Yeah.
She was in a lot of Disney movies. Anyways,
well, that's a fun little trip down memory lane.
Yeah, we haven't thought about
I feel like there were a lot of sports-related ones that I didn't really care about.
You know, leave us a comment if you have a DCOM that, you know, still rings a bell. Because for me, I still remember Johnny Tsunami like it was yesterday.
See, I didn't really watch that one very much.
Yeah,
like, I know it was on, but I was really not into it.
That one was for, like, boys.
That was for boys. I was watching the ones for girls.
Yeah. Anyways, did you hear about this new Disney Plus show called Better Nate Than Ever?
No.
It's I don't
think so.
There's nothing but it sounds like it's going to be your kind of show. It is a brand new original tale that has never been told before about a kid from a small town that pursues his dreams on Broadway. I know, you're like, wow, finally somebody's telling the story.
How original.
But my gut tells me that you're going to watch it.
Okay, but that name is so cheesy. I mean, that...
Better Nate Than Ever.
That's really, I mean... I'm kind of disappointed this hasn't been the name of a show yet, because that just seems like such low-hanging fruit for that title. Better Nate Than Ever. What's it? What's the?
There's nothing else except for that.
Information.
There's the at the time of this recording. There's the name that the word Nate like is in the Broadway bulbs kind of thing, like a marquee, and that's the log line.
We don't know who's
small
in
town
it?
Kid.
Nope, don't know.
Small town kid pursuing his Broadway dreams. Maybe there's going to be singing.
There better be singing.
And you're going to be able to buy the album on
Watch me
Walt
just
Disney
like we're teasing this, like the name of it, and we're going to come back and we're going to be like, it's so good. This is the best show ever made.
Lin-Manuel Miranda is Nate.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, Pinocchio, live action Pinocchio.
I think you said Netflix. Did you mean Disney?
I did. What did I say?
I thought you said Netflix. Coming to Netflix.
I don't think I said that.
Okay. Well,
okay.
Roll back the tape. Just kidding.
Doesn't
matter.
Read that back to us. Pinocchio, live action Pinocchio. Live action.
What?
With the voices or performances of Tom Hanks, Luke Evans.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm like Tom Hanks. Okay,
Probably
Geppetto.
Gonna be Geppetto.
And then you said Luke Evans, and then I'm like, wait, who's he?
I don't know.
Jiminy Cricket?
Maybe.
No.
I don't know.
Is Tom Hanks Jiminy Cricket?
Ooh.
Is Luke Evans like a young, handsome Geppetto?
Actually, it's gonna be like Eddie Murphy. Tom Hanks is playing every role in the movie.
We don't need another Polar Express, okay?
He's every character.
Okay, is this live action like actual live action or like Lion King live action?
You know, that remains to be seen. That remains to be seen. I was curious. My notes here are saying, are they going to use the volume soundstage? You know, the stage that they use for Mandalorian with the big screen. They call it the volume.
Oh.
So I'm curious if they're going to be leaning more into that. Like,
I don't know.
It's easier to do kind of.
But like, you know, you have a character that's like an anthropomorphic fox.
Mm-hmm.
Is it gonna be a Cats movie musical style fox person?
That's a really good.
Is it just a person that now has red hair and kind of resembles a fox?
That's a great name for like a band, anthropomorphic fox. I'd listen to them. Anyways, more interesting new things going on. Limitless, the name of a show on National Geographic Channel on Disney Plus, with Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, so I saw Limitless when I was scrolling, and then I was like, isn't that a movie already?
Yes, with, what's his face? Bradley Cooper in it. Groot. No, Rocket.
And like a bunch of other roles other than that.
Yeah, but and The Hangover, but that's it. It's basically like Chris Hemsworth doing outdoorsy stuff, and they recorded it. That's, you know.
Oh.
And then there is Welcome to Earth with Will Smith on the National Geographic Channel on Disney Plus, which I am convinced somebody watched the movie Independence Day that has Will Smith in it. And when he like punches that alien in the face, he says, "Welcome to Earth." And somebody was like, "Pause it right there.
Wait, stop everything.
This is a show.
Write this down.
Get me my green light. Get me my green light."
Oh my gosh.
Jonathan.
Oh
because it's too coincidental.
You know, I really hope that it's basically just like the BBC's Planet Earth series, but instead of David Attenborough, it's Will Smith doing voiceovers.
No, it's basically like the Chris Hemsworth one. He's like doing stuff around the world. It's like The World According to Jeff Goldblum, but instead of just kind of talking to people. Is it
kind of like that Zac Efron show that was on Netflix, where he like went around with some other dude?
Oh, that was such a good show.
That was actually quite a good show.
That was like an early pandemic show where
we
like got really
we were
into
like,
it.
Are we going to watch this Zac Efron show? And we were like, well, let's just see what it is.
And then by the middle, we were like, oh my God, we're buying the wrong kind of water.
We need to change our
We need to change our water.
We need to be more like Italian people.
You know, to be fair, we did start buying really bougie water.
We did. But then we stopped.
There's no way to know that it's not working.
That's true.
But yeah, that was an interesting one. Anyways, we'll see how those shake out. I'm thinking some of those are just like content to be content because, I mean,
maybe
I will watch it. I'll watch an episode or two, but Will Smith is not, you know, David Attenborough or, oh my gosh, the woman that lived with the apes.
Jane Goodall?
Yes, Jane Goodall. It's like, why is his perspective on nature and things in the world?
Yeah, I mean, people really enjoy his commentary in general.
That's what I'm thinking it is.
Like on Facebook, I think it is. Like he posts videos a lot where he's talking and it's kind of just him. I think it's mostly on Facebook. It might be his other social channels, but like, you know, just sort of like him just like chatting about life and like being a dad and whatever.
I'm guessing that's kind of what it's going to be about. There was another one, maybe you can guess what this movie is going to be about based on the title, but the title is Sneakerella.
Sneakerella?
Sneakerella.
It's a modern retelling of Cinderella where she loses a sneaker.
Wow, you're good.
No.
You should work in development.
I don't want this. Who wants this? Who asked for this?
But here's the better...
We don't need another Cinderella. We have too many retellings of Cinderella.
Jené, the title, the logline on the poster said, A classic story with new soul.
Oh, no.
And they spelled soul.
Oh, I know how they spelled it. You don't have to tell me.
And here's the best part.
What?
There's a photo of the sneaker on the poster, and it's a really funky, you know, Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat looking kind of sneaker that I promise you will be for sale.
Oh my
And I saw that, and I just thought, vertical integration, consumer products was in those development meetings where they're like, we're going to do Cinderella. And they're like, make it a shoe we can sell. This is the shoe we can make. Great. That's the shoe in the movie.
Oh my gosh. You're so right, though. I'm sure you're right.
Well, there's one poster image that was on their Instagram that had two people, like the prince and whoever is supposed to be like Cinderella. Mm-hmm. But then another image that was like Sneakerella, like featuring this shoe. And I'm thinking to myself, this is way too much information about this shoe that's just supposed to be
From what you saw.
From what I
and
saw.
what you've seen of this movie.
I've only seen an image.
Right. But just based on that, who do you gather as the target audience of this movie? Age range?
I'd probably say 18 to 20, late 20s.
Okay, really?
Yeah, it has like...
So kind of like the Amazon Cinderella was, same age group.
I think I think they're trying to do something like that, but a little bit more...
See, in my mind, as I'm hearing this,
Disney-esque.
I was thinking little kid. Like, I was thinking like...
No, that sneaker is... the sneaker that was in the image is definitely... loosely based on like a Nike Air Force One type of shape, like a high top. Sneakerella. So it's going to be geared towards probably people that are going to want to buy that merchandise.
Sneakerella. Wait, but okay, Cinderella, her real name is not Cinderella, it's Ella. They call her Cinderella because she's always covered in cinders from doing the cleaning of the chimneys. So they call her Sneakerella because she's always wearing sneakers.
Or maybe she's cleaning sneakers.
Maybe she works at a Foot Locker.
Ooh, maybe she works at one of those mall kiosks that they're always trying to get you to clean their sneakers. And they're like, hey, can we clean your sneakers? Can we clean your sneakers?
Maybe.
And they're like, oh, Sneakerella. Oh, boy. Ooh,
I don't know.
You know what? I want to watch that movie. And I want to make fun of it. And I want to record us making fun of it because I think people might
enjoy that.
I think people might enjoy it.
Well, do we know when that's coming out? Next year someday?
Sometime next year, yeah.
All
sometime next year. So, yes, okay. Enough of Disney+.
Okay, we've covered that there. Those were some good standouts. Those were some good standouts.
And then, 50 other Marvel shows that you'll be able to watch. ESPN.
Uh-huh.
The one with the sports
and whatnot. The one with the sports.
They're getting into sports betting. Bob Iger was very much against folding in any kind of, betting into the ESPN kind of ecosystem. But Bob Chapek says that it is an opportunity that they are aggressively going after.
Of course.
Now that sports betting is becoming legal in more and more states and you're seeing the big casinos kind of jump on this, sports betting, ESPN having a very wide reach with the ESPN Plus app that people are using to watch ESPN wants to fold in sports betting. And I'm guessing it's for this, I'm calling it like a gamification of sports, because Chapek did mention in an earnings call that this is how they're going to get the kind of the next generation of sports viewing consumers into viewing sports, is through this gamification, because sports on its own is not going to be enough to build an audience.
So we need to
gamify it.
Gamify it based on addictive behavior. There is no place to stoop that is too low to where money will be made for Bob Paycheck. I mean, Chapek.
Yes. Cheesecake. Paycheck. Chapek. Yeah. But anyways, very interesting.
Yikes.
Because it was, Bob Iger was very vocal that, ESPN was not getting into that fold.
I think that was a wise decision.
And now that it's becoming, more legal in more, like I said, more and more states, he's saying that, they're going to go after it very aggressively. So it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. That's not really a fandom kind of thing. I'm just genuinely in the, Walt Disney Company ecosystem,
sure.
interested how that kind of affects other portions of the company, because it has the potential to make them a lot of money, but it is a choice.
It's a choice.
It's a choice. Yeah. Okay, that was it. Just a little tidbit in case you wouldn't have heard about it elsewhere. New fun thing. Recently, I was reading an article on cinemablend.com. It talked about movie genres that Marvel's cinematic universe has yet to take on. So yeah, the one that stood out to me that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has not done yet in a movie genre is a musical. Do you think that, they just said horror and rom-com and teen movie and other things like that, but do you think in the right MCU movie, its own movie, they could pull off a musical, or do you think that's a bridge too far?
I think it's better Nate than ever. No, I'm just kidding.
Being the musical theater person,
I am a musical theater person.
You'd be able to tell me.
Yeah, and I have very, very strong opinions about movie musicals in general. So, if we're talking a Marvel musical, it would be 100% original, which means there's no adaptation happening from,
Wouldn't it be funny if it was a jukebox musical?
I don't know. But I think that it would... There have been some shows, for example, that have done original musicals and pull it off really well, even if it's just one episode. What comes to mind is Buffy, and everybody knows the musical episode of Buffy is like one of the best ones.
Is it?
It is.
I never saw Buffy.
They did a great job with it. And it's like the reason they're all singing is because there's like a demon that has put them under some kind of whatever it is, magical curse where they can't stop singing. They just can't. Everything is becoming a musical. So it makes sense within the context of the show. And then for one episode, it's just a little one-off, and it's a fun...
I think Psych had a musical episode as well.
Yeah, exactly. See, there are shows that go there. And since Marvel is really just one long-form episodic show with episodes that are 3 hours long, they could do it in that way. It would just, I think they would go there. I think they could go there.
Yeah?
I think they could do it.
You think it would be original, or would it be like a jukebox?
No, it would have to be original.
Yeah.
It would have to be original.
What character do you most see?
It would have to be somebody new.
Nobody in the existing MCU.
I don't think so.
Could pull off a musical.
The Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay. See, you're already kind of feeding into my theory. The Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's already heavily musically based.
It could do a jukebox musical.
Well, okay, actually.
But it would have to be a very eclectic one. It would not be based on one artist. It would have to be based on whatever, James Gunn kind of put together. And that's, because he kind of works on the music at the same time that they're working on the story, so that the songs are very intentional. And I really do like that kind of interwoven intentionality with the music from the kind of the beginning of the story, instead of coming up with a story and then somebody else works on the music. Like, I understand that's how generally it's done, and there are some very talented composers that can do something with that, but it's just on a different level when the music is being thought of as the story is being thought of.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I could see something James Gunn related. But yeah, maybe it'd have to be like a dream or some other kind of story device to help you cross that bridge. It's not just, here's one movie and everybody's singing, and then the next one, nobody's singing.
And here's the other thing. I also started to think...
Multiverse.
A multiverse where everybody's singing. There's a musical multiverse.
Oh my gosh, they better. If they don't drop into the middle of Oklahoma, like, missed opportunity.
Well, I'm trying to think. Any of those actors, do we know that they sing? And I can't think of any.
Do any of the MCU
actors have any kind of? Have we heard them sing in anything else?
Off the top of my head,
I can't think of anybody.
I can't think. Please let us know in any form of commenting if you have seen anybody in the MCU
other than Chris Pratt singing in Parks and Rec.
He also sang in the first Guardians when he was
That's
distracting.
true. He just kind of sings, but it's like fun
It's
singing.
like a sing.
We haven't heard him like
songy.
sing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only one I can think of a little bit. Okay. Yeah, interesting, right? Interesting.
I like that question. I like that fun thought.
Thank you. So, okay. One last thing.
Okay.
Do you remember G4, the channel?
G4?
Yeah.
Was it a game show?
It used to be Tech TV, and it turned into G4.
Was it game show?
It was like a tech web game channel.
Okay, so I think
G4.
maybe I had it at a certain point back when I was younger. We had cable or satellite or something.
Okay.
But why?
Well, it was a channel that went off the air a number of years ago, and it's back.
On the air? On the cable?
It's on the cable. It's on the YouTubes. It's on the Twitches.
What?
It is back as a network. It's a mix of creators and fandoms. So it's kind of like come back with a new life in the new world.
What are they doing on this? What are they doing in G4?
So they brought back a lot of stuff. Do you remember Attack of the Show? Does that ring a bell?
It sounds familiar.
It was a show that talked about pop culture.
Okay, yeah.
Attack of the Show. So Attack of the Show is back. Remember X-Play?
No, that I don't remember.
X-Play called Extended Play. It would it was like a video game review show.
Oh.
No, nope. X-Play?
Don't remember.
Okay. Do you remember Ninja Warrior?
Okay, that's what I thought I remembered about G4 was that American Ninja Warrior was on it.
Not an American Ninja Warrior.
The original Ninja?
So G4 now has the exclusive rights to air all 167 episodes of the original Japanese show. Had a different name, but we knew it as Ninja Warrior.
That's like dubbed, right?
That's dubbed.
I remember watching it.
Did you ever watch MXC? Because that was similar.
Maybe.
That was on Spike TV. It was another show that was like Ninja Warrior, where it was like challenges, but MXC, which was Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, they dubbed it over in a Mystery Science Theater fashion, where they put in funny commentary. Like they pretended that the people were saying like funny things.
Oh.
It was a really novel idea. Yeah. It was when Spike TV was looking for any kind of content.
Sure.
But anyways, G4 is back, which I thought was really interesting because I used to watch Attack of the Show. I used to watch X-Play when it was on Tech TV called Extended Play, and then it changed to X-Play because everything in the really early 2000s had an X at the end.
Yeah.
But Ninja Warrior was a good one. So yeah, that was my last little bit. I really thought that was
a fun little fact. Okay.
And then so
too bad we don't have cable.
Too bad we don't have cable. One little wrap up.
Sure.
It's the wrap up. Something wrap up. I forgot the year that Liz Lemon was talking about. Jené, did you know that every episode of Community follows Community, the show?
I love that
show.
With
Joel McHale.
I love it.
Follows the hero's journey format. Apparently every episode, no matter how different the storyline may be, had to hit every beat of the hero's journey.
Every episode? Not like the arc of the show?
The arc of the show, the arc of the seasons, bits, gags, episodes, everything followed that circle.
Wow.
Because Dan Harmon was that specific about it.
We're talking the hero's journey, like the classic.
The classic
from
heroes.
Like Beowulf or the Odyssey.
Yeah,
one
the
of those.
Odyssey.
Okay.
The Odyssey, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the world as they know it, the call to action, the refusal of the call, crossing of the threshold, all that jazz. Every episode of Community follows those beats.
Wow.
And
amazing.
I wanted to put it out there. If people if people would like us to do a
people being you,
people being me. Well, no, people being
you, the listener.
You. Oh, yes, the you.
We're talking to you.
Yeah, I thought you were talking to me because you made eye contact with me. But
I'm making eye contact with the microphone.
Microphone. Okay, yes. You would like us to do an in-depth analysis of a episode of Community to find the hero's journey beats.
Ooh.
Please let us know.
I'd do it. I would do it. I want to watch that show again. I've watched it like 4 times, but
we're trying to get more engagement.
Of
So
course.
please comment
Yes,
if
we
you would
do
like
want-
us
Yes.
to do that,
Yes.
and maybe call out some episodes that you don't think follow that format, and you want us to try to find the hero's journey. Because
True.
just personally, I think it would be really fun to kind of find those beats, and see where they land in an episode. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
let-
just thinking now, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, maybe I could see how this one, that one, the other. That show is just brilliant because even if every single episode had that format, you wouldn't know it. You don't get bored. You don't think about them feeling the same at all.
Yeah.
Man, that show.
Show.
It is one of the best.
yeah,
I can
amazing.
definitely say that. One of the best
one
shows.
of the best shows. It was really
At
good.
least most of it.
It was phenomenal, and then it got derailed, and then it came back, and then it was derailed. But
Most of it.
as is Hollywood.
That's true. That's true.
But anyways, that'll wrap it up for episode 13.
There we
A
go.
spoiler alert by Fan Service Apparel.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening.
Check out our shop. We got some new Christmas.
We have some new Christmas stuff. It's on our Etsy, and it will soon be up on our fanserviceapparel.com website.
That's right.
So be sure to check it out. It is exciting. It is fun. I'm purchasing some right now, and I am writing a very strongly worded letter about my tracking information.
Oh, gosh. All right. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. We will see you next time.
Yeah. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.